What's up, guys? It's John.
This is Matt, and this is John and Matt's Reviews.
And today, we're going to be reviewing Wonder Woman, directed by Patty Jenkins, who also directed Monster.
That's right, so Wonder Woman, it's basically the intro to Wonder Woman. It's her origin story, maybe not a correct one. I'm not a huge fan of Wonder Woman, so I didn't read the comics, so I'm just going with the movies went with.
And there's one thing I could say about this movie. It is by far the best DC movie I've ever seen.
That's not saying much at all. That's
Really
definitely
is.
not saying much at all. But it was a good movie though.
It was. This movie starts off, of course, with Wonder Woman's origin story. She's from, I forget the place called, but they're called the Amazon.
Listen, I'm just going to put it somewhere over here because I can't even remember just how to say the word.
The way she pronounces it. She knows how to say it. We don't know how to say it.
Gorgeous accent.
So he fell in love with, her name is Gal Gadot, who was also in Fast and Furious. So when I heard she was going to be the lead character, I thought, oh my god, you guys are...
I didn't even recognize
just
her.
when I think you could screw up DC movies more, you pick somebody who's just Fast and Furious. But you know what? Surprisingly, a good surprise, she was great. She was a great actress.
She did a great job with Wonder Woman or Diana. She knew stuff, how she was taught when she was younger, like she was educated, but she didn't know common stuff like snow or something like with the weather she wasn't used to. So she played the character very well.
Yeah, she did. For those of you that don't know about the origin story, it's basically a place where it's full of female women and no men are allowed.
Amazons.
So the Amazons, all they know is how to train, fight the old Greek style. So they don't know about guns. They don't know what's going outside the world.
Kick ass. That's all they do. They look hot doing it. I mean.
So she's excited. She's like, oh, I got to help everybody. I'm going to save the world. These people are suffering. It's based on whenever you need an enemy, choose the Germans. Why not? World War I, World War II, them Nazis. But
it goes for a good story. I thought Red Skull was going to pop out in a second. I'm like, hey, look, Captain America.
It does have a feel for Captain America or Hellboy, where he's talking about the old school, fighting the Germans. But when she goes out there, she realizes everything's not as she thought it would be. It's very...
She's never seen war. She's never seen death. She walks out there and be like, shit, these guys are getting up. Like,
yeah. She's people missing limbs. She was like, this is not as pretty as where I'm from. Where she's from, it's always sunny. It's beautiful. She gets there, it's just, there's smoke from the bombs. One of my favorite scenes was when she finally tried ice cream. Takes this big bite. She's like, you should be very proud of yourself.
Exactly. He made this amazing treat.
The other lead character is also Chris Pine, who at first he seemed familiar. He's in Star Trek.
Never seen it.
Never seen it either.
Not
but
a fan of Star Trek.
From what I've heard, it's a very great trilogy. He's
Not gonna
very he's a very good actor. He brings in the comedy whenever things get a little try to go the dark way. He brings in this little comedy relief.
He does a great job of trying not to get pissed off when she doesn't understand stuff.
Yes.
She's always like, oh, Hades this. Not Hades, but
Ares.
Ares this, Ares that, must kill him. You know, at a certain point he's just like, it's not Ares.
It's not just one man.
Yeah.
There's many evil people, and they're just evil because they want to be evil.
Exactly, because people suck.
And she learns that
People
harsh
suck.
truth.
Yep.
That there's a bunch of assholes in this world.
People suck.
Now, when the movie first started, we're going to go on to the CG. The beginning is, they're just doing backflips and shooting arrows into nowhere. They probably shot one of their own Amazonian women.
Who knows, a couple fell back.
This little fairy tale story where it looks like basic Windows 94 CG. I was like, what is this?
No, what got me more than anything was the jumping scenes. Every time
You
she
really
jumped,
had a problem.
oh my god, I'm like, how can you not mix the background CG with, which looks great, but when she jumps, you're like, now it's just somebody in like against a flat image. It doesn't look as great as when they're just there and everything's compiled together.
Yeah, when it times I don't want to spoil what goes on. There are some scenes where I was like, oh, this is terrible. I really feared it was going to go the same usual DC way. But then, you know what? The movie got grounded where it's mainly about, it's on World War One. First I thought it was World War Two until they started talking about the mustard gas. And when those action scenes are going on, it's amazing. I mean, those are some of the best war movies, classic war movie scenes. I love war movies.
Exactly. Really, it didn't feel like it was over, computer graphic. The CG wasn't overdone there. It was basically, it's like you're running across the battlefield, you got guns blazing, and it's not like overly done explosives where you're like, that doesn't look like it belongs there at all. It looked like a normal war movie, and it looked great.
It looked great.
Until she jumped.
Until she jumped. Or when they try to bring in the classic god powers. DC's still struggling with that. They need to fix that, but they're headed the right direction now, finally.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel does a great job at it. And I know DC characters, they're mainly gods. All of them, pretty much. Most of them gods. So they're stronger than Marvel characters, to a certain extent, because they're gods. But Marvel does a great job with the speed, with the action. Everything looks fluent, and it looks like it belongs. But I noticed a lot of DC movies, like whether it's Superman, Wonder Woman, stuff like that, when they're jumping or going in the sky to fly, man, it looks like it just doesn't belong. It's like hold the green screen behind him as he jumps. Let's go.
Like we said, luckily this movie did not steer into the way of let's just throw a bunch of explosion scenes and superpowers. No, she's slowly figuring out like, oh, I could do this. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or I could do this. So there's a lot of parts where the scene is just her actual using her fists, her feet. That's the great part. The kind of crack parts, like you said, the jumping, the superpowers. The Lasso of Truth was actually okay. I had no problem with it.
Yeah, it was actually they animated that very well.
Yeah. The whole place where she's from, that scene, there were times where it looked beautiful. I was like, where's this place? Where they shoot it? It looked amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And then the whole dome around it, how it got cut off from the real world. Yeah. It looked pretty cool how they separated that. So I mean, you had this paradise little dome, and then the crap hole, which is the outside world.
Yeah. Which is supposed to look like that. It's World War One, and supposed to be the world to end all wars.
Yeah. So and they don't know what's coming.
Yeah, wait till somebody named Adolf gets there, but that's a whole different story.
That's Red Skull and everything.
When they get there to the war, it looks like war would look like. There's bodies, there's limbs, and she's looking at the casualties of war, and she's like, she looks like she was not ready for this.
Yeah.
She thought it was like, I'm gonna save everybody. She can't save everybody. It's a war where so many people they're gonna die.
I know, she's about to cry. I mean, I was about to cry.
That one hit. I was like, oh, that one. That's true. You're not gonna save everybody. You just learn the hard lesson of it.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie, it's more about hope, about bringing peace. It's a great movie.
It's all about in the name of love. That's what she
fell in love with Gal Gadot.
She even says it in the movie. Okay, she's fighting for love.
So overall, I would say this movie is great. I love this movie. The story, the action scenes, most were good until the whole I could jump higher than a regular human being and fighting gods. Which luckily I will say this, they're not in any rush to bring in any super gods or superpowers. It's more of, like I said, grounded into World War One, and I was okay with that. I love that.
We'll see on Justice League. Yeah.
Let's just be happy for this one DC movie.
Which, off topic, even the trailer for Justice League, okay, when Aquaman jumps onto Batman's vehicle, he jumps off. Did you see how he jumped? That does not look right. Come on now. Like, it just, I don't know. But back to topic. So Wonder Woman was a great movie. I recommend it.
I recommend it, definitely. If I had to give it a rating, I've seen the Rotten Tomatoes and the people. Yeah. I'm not going to give it a 9.5. I'll give it an 8.5. It's a great movie. I recommend it. Go see it in theaters.
Yeah, me too. 8.5, definitely. One DC's better movies.
It is. So. It's only. Actually, well, it's been a long time since the Batman trilogy, but
Yeah, Batman was did something else, but I mean,
I was in love.
what was the last movie that came out with Suicide Squad? Let's not talk about that.
Let's just say Wonder Woman was great.
Yeah, so
guys, go watch that movie. If you like this review, give us a thumbs up.
subscribe for more content.
And to our next movie review.
See ya.